What's good? What's good, my beautiful infinite beings? Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome. Starting chemo was a very difficult time for me. I didn't know what to expect, and I got a lot of it right, but I got some of it wrong. I thought I'd give you a little bit of insight before your first day of chemo. And if this is for somebody that you know, please pass the video over to them so that they can watch it and be encouraged through this time.
Infinite being, use your intention, love your life.
So the first thing to do is to get a binder and get super organized about all of the things that you'll need to keep in place. Appointments, scheduling, things that happen, things that change. And you want to start keeping a log of blood work and this sort of thing. So your first main goal is to start putting together a binder that has all of the information in it. Next, you want to talk to your tribe, or find a way of communicating. Your tribe is not necessarily the people that are in your family or your friends, but they are people who can help you get through this time. As if you're new to this, it's very overwhelming and there are a lot of moving parts. So you want to get that person, for example, that is going to ask the questions when you're forgetful, because basically with chemo and with cancer, I'm sure it's like with most things that are difficult, you hear Charlie Brown's parents, wah, 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 cancer. Anyway, also notify
Insurance companies and doctors like dentists, eye specialists, and fertility specialists, so you don't have to worry about such appointments during your treatment time.
Figure out what works for all of you. If that is, a group text, if that is a Google Calendar where you can see where all of the appointments are presented or organized neatly. And if people have questions, there may be a point person. If you're a person that doesn't want to describe things over and over again, maybe have that person in your corner that can kind of tell everybody else. You're going to want to notify your school or work or church or whatever it is in activities that you're not going to be able to attend, or what your schedule is. For me, I found that chemotherapy can be pretty unpredictable even with a calendar. There may be some times where you are not able to complete your chemo because your blood count levels are off, or because something changed, like when COVID happened right in the middle of chemotherapy. You're going to feel a little out of sorts likely with chemotherapy. It affects everyone differently. My regimen was very interesting. It was day long in the first phase of it, and that was not expected, nor was any delay in getting meds or starting the chemotherapy or test that blood work or test that might occur prior to being allowed to have an infusion. For me, head coverings and wigs were my way to play during this time of chemotherapy when I was losing my hair, which was a very trying process for me. But you have to realize that with the head coverings and the wigs, you may have to order them and they may not be in stock, what you want. Or if you're going to have an appointment, there are several organizations that offer free wigs, so check those out. But there might be a waiting list. Remember to arrange your drop-offs and pickups with people that you can rely on. Some people it's difficult for them to watch you go through that. So it may not be family members. You may have to rely on outside sources, such as rides from hospitals. Some hospitals have ride shares available or rides available for people undergoing chemo. I believe Cancer Care also gives maybe 3 rides to people. You can check in your local area to see if there are free rides available for people undergoing cancer treatment, chemo. Some people are going through what they're going through. They're not able to help you through that. It's difficult on them. Other people are just plain flaky. If you maybe used to rely on them for certain things and then they don't show up, or they flake out, or they leave, or have some weird thoughts in their mind and are not willing to work through that with you, you need to let them go, at least for now. People comprehend from their own level of perception. Whatever they have going on, that cannot be your focus. You need to be your focus. And that is very important for the healing process to work. Prep your meds, prep your food, maybe have an order service like a daily harvest or that sort of thing that can come to you. So when you come home from chemo, of course chemo affects everyone differently, but if you are exhausted or not you feel fine one day and then maybe just minutes later you feel exhausted, there could be chronic fatigue that sets in, or some other chemo effect that makes it difficult for you to stand and cook something. Have your food readily available and prepared so that you don't have to go through a lot of hoops to have nourishment during this time. And remember, your taste may change during chemo. I couldn't taste much. What I could taste was super strong, and it was an awful tinny taste. And the foods that I liked before, I didn't like them anymore. So try not to force yourself to eat things that you used to eat before, and consider trying new things, plainer things that don't make you nauseous or smell really, really bad. I loved fish before, but during chemo, I could not eat fish. During phase 1 of chemo, I could not eat fish. I couldn't stand the smell. I couldn't be around it. It was disgusting. To make your home a sanctuary. So when you come home, you don't want to have a lot of clutter and laundry and that sort of thing around. It makes the energy in your home stagnant anyway. Even if you're not particularly clean as a person, it's helpful germ-wise and energetically to clean up your place. Keep your laundry clean. And here's a tip: clean your sheets the night before. Put on new sheets the night before or that morning so that you can have a nice clean bed to lie in over the next few days. If you have symptoms, you can just lie down and feel comfortable and nice clean sheets. I clean my sheets in Young Living Thieves laundry detergent because it is a clean version of cleanser and I don't have to worry about toxicity. I use essential oils so that the house smells nice, my room smells nice, and that I can feel very calm and relaxed after chemo. COVID screening takes a while at the hospital in most places. You have a series of questions, a temperature check, and other tests you may have to go through prior to your chemo visit. So get there early. Sleep is so important for healing, and I would fight sleep so much in the very beginning, trying to get through my goals, trying to do my chores, trying to do work and things that I shouldn't be doing. Your body needs that sleep to shut off so that it can take care of itself and heal during that time. You are not being selfish, you're not being lazy or any of these types of things. When you need your sleep, take it. Water is another huge tip. Hydration was huge for me, and I know that it is so helpful so you can move those toxins of chemo out of your body. So be prepared to drink a lot of water. I got into the habit around my second or third infusion. It was so difficult for my body to adjust that I learned that I just had to drink as much water as I could possibly stomach the weekend before and continuously all the way through that first week, especially, in order to stay on top of being hydrated enough. I had all kinds of skin rashes and things and problems because of lack of hydration and the chemicals going into my system. So flush your system with water. Remember to move your body. Keep moving. Going for walks, qigong, yoga, anything that works for you. Just move your body, even if it's just a little bit. Try not to be in bed all the time, especially if you're a little bit tired. Some of that fatigue does come from chemo and from fighting the challenge of cancer, but it also can come from depression and other things that you can help raise your vibration and your frequency by just moving. And especially outside, go hug a tree or something. It brings about some beautiful energy exchange. And my last tip, but not the least, is certainly to find your own practice. What works for you? What can you do daily to uplift your spirits, to bring you up? When you are at chemo, what are your thoughts? Prior to the pandemic, people would bring people in, I would see, and they would say some of the darndest things to people who are trying to go through this, like, so-and-so died having to do this, or you do not want that in your spirit. Instead of allowing it, come up with a practice that you do daily, every day, that can brighten your day and keep you in a frequency of love or above. All right, Infinite Being fam, it's been awesome talking to you. If you can think of some other things that are helpful to people undergoing chemo, please put them in the comment section. I love talking to you guys. And until next time, smooches.
Thanks for watching, Infinite Being. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, smooches.